Are we ready to have some fun today? Yeah! If you're ready to have some fun, Riley, come back over here. Riley, if you're ready to have some fun, put some 2 thumbs like this and say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. The first time I saw a sportball class, it was 15, 16 years ago. And I remember when I was driving there, I thought to myself, this sounds like a cool concept, but what do they mean by like non-competitive? This is weird. I just come from a really competitive atmosphere. I'm like, sports are competitive. And I walked into this big gym and Coach Sam was there, who's one of the greatest sportball coaches of all time. And I think we must have been 5 or 10 minutes into the class. And I just remember having this hugely humbling moment where I thought, oh yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, this is exactly how kids should be taught sports. My father is a former professional athlete. He played for the Edmonton Eskimos for 7 years when they were called the Eskimos. He played a couple more years in the CFL, but he won 5 Grey Cup rings. So he's a stud. Got drafted in the NHL. He's the best all-around athlete I've ever seen in my life. I always remember the first time he saw a class, in my head I thought, he's gonna think this is kind of childish or immature, because we tell a lot of stories, we're very animated. And I remember him watching, and after he watched me coach, it was like this kind of quick, slow, silent moment. And he said, man, that's awesome. He's like, I don't know how you do what you do. He's like, that's so cool to see how you reach kids.
One of the really great memories and family moments that we went through in Sportball was being on the other side of it from the parents' perspective. Our son went mute at 2 years old, and it was really hard for me to let him go and be out where he had to interact with kids and adults, and just trust that he would be treated kindly and be understood. And we put him in a sportball class and we saw our child come to life, and it was beautiful.
I love to coach. So I coach my son's football team and basketball team in high school, which I find a huge resource for reaching kids and hopefully building into their lives, which I love to do, to see them grow and develop them into young leaders. Another really fun interest is working with musical theater. So my father was a professional athlete. My mother was a professional dancer and choreographer and producer. And she taught me how to dance pretty young. And because my dad was a professional athlete, there was a lot of pressure on me athletically, like people were watching me and to see what I would be. Dance was my outlet, which was awesome. It was the one place where I didn't feel a ton of pressure. So now I try to give that back to other kids. And one place I do it is my children's school has a really big musical theater program, and I am the dance choreographer for the program. And I get to reach a really cool group of kids. Like, the theater kids aren't always the alpha females and the alpha males in the school. And I find that they really need a place that's safe and where they can be themselves and feel loved and encouraged. And it's by far one of my favorite things to do, is to work with those kids.
I love that it's something our kids are also interested in and they have fun doing. Our oldest has become very quickly one of our great coaches.
My favorite thing about Sportball is being able to have a positive influence on kids. I grew up playing sports, and I do enjoy sports, obviously, but I think the aspect that makes me enjoy it more than just a normal sporting job is the fact that I can kind of have a positive influence on kids and kind of spark their passion for sports, but also help them socially with finding friends or just being a positive influence in their life.
In terms of the growth at Sportball, we started off small, obviously. We had a couple classes in Sherwood Park, a couple classes here and there. A lot of our classes started with like 2 kids, 3 kids. The biggest thing that helped us to grow was running a great class. So when you run a great Sportball class, word of mouth spreads and they tell their friends. For example, we had this one location in Riverbend. I ran one birthday party there with my partner at the time. And from that one birthday party, we grew a whole set of Saturday classes just because they told their friends, this is the coolest program ever. You got to sign up. We told them at the party, here's where you sign up. And that was it. We didn't spend any money on it. In fact, we made money to run a birthday party, which was great. So that's one of the most beautiful things about Sportball, is that it really, if you do it properly, it really does sell itself. It's one of the easiest things to sell in the world because it is a great product and it is the best product out there for what we're looking for.